Greetings, Broncos fans, and welcome to tonight's Broncos Broadcasting Network Girls Soccer Contest between the 10-1-1 Davenport Broncos and the 8-1 Horizon Hawks. I'm John Shigaris, and thank you for joining us tonight for what is going to be an incredible game and probably one of the better soccer games of the season, with the top two teams in the division going head-to-head tonight. Broncos are looking to continue their winning ways after defeating the Santa Fe Catholic Hawks by a score of 5-0 last night. Junior Angie Sakura scored a hat trick and had an assist in the winning effort. This brings Angie's season total to a Bronco record of 24 goals in a season. Marisol Heller and Gianna Stakakis also had goals in the winning effort. The Hawks are currently on a 3-game winning streak, defeating Wakavia 6-1, Evans 8-0, and Ocoee 7-0. The Hawks have only given up 5 goals on this entire season, being led by senior goalkeeper Ella Henderson. As we look around the 4A District 7 divisional standings, again, this is the game we have been waiting for. This is the game that has been circled on our calendars for the longest time. By percentage points, Horizon is in first place with their 8-1 record. Davenport is in second with their 10-1-1 record. So whoever takes this game will have first place by percentage points. McKeel Academy is in third with a 6-5-2 record, followed by Mulberry at 5-6-1, Lake Buena Vista at 6-9-1, Lake Region at 2-16-2, and finally Tenor Rock at 1-11-1. These teams are extremely evenly matched. Hawks are averaging 5.7 goals a game. Broncos are averaging 5.3. Both of these teams have dominated. Broncos outscoring opponents 64-9. And the Hawks outscoring opponents 51-5. We'll see how well both of these teams play defense tonight, as it could be an absolute defensive clinic. Well, go ahead. We'll take a quick break here on the Broncos Broadcasting Network. When we come back, it'll be Kickoff live from Davenport. And we are getting ready for the kickoff. It looks like the Broncos are going to go ahead and they will kick it away. Broncos wearing their black jerseys for the first half. They are going to be shooting toward the goal toward the right. The Hawks wearing the visiting white jerseys. They're going to be shooting toward the goal on the left. As both teams are jockeying for position at midfield and the clock is underway, we are at 39:45. And what is going to be one of the best games of the soccer year, number 1 versus number 2 in the divisional rankings, which is absolutely incredible to think with both of these schools being relatively new schools. So for both of them to already be dominating as they are has been incredible. One difference between the two clubs, the Hawks do have some senior leadership. We talked about Ella Henderson in the opening. She is their star goalkeeper as the Broncos start to drive down. That ball is going to be taken out of bounds. 39-10 to go now in the opening half. Compared to the Broncos, where they don't have any seniors whatsoever, so they don't have that senior leadership. But the Broncos, a lot of these players have played together a lot growing up in different club leagues and the like. As the Broncos take it into the box, shot, and that is going to be a nice save. 38-48 to go. So the Broncos turning away that first opportunity. And especially in a game like tonight, if you're a goalkeeper, you definitely want that first shot to come your way early. It's just like a playoff baseball game. You want to get that ball toward you right away so you get rid of any yips or anything else you may have. Again, the Hawks starting to drive down. They are toward the box, and the Broncos are now taking that ball down. 38-17 to go. As the ball gets kicked out of bounds down the near sideline, it will be Hawks ball. Mackenzie Rule to throw it in, taken away by the Broncos, as again the Broncos and the Hawks jockeying for possession as that ball goes out of bounds again. Broncos possession, 38 minutes to go. Broncos to inbound it on that near sideline. Furthest this ball has gone down the Broncos' way, but the Hawks instantly on it. Kicks it back to Henderson, and she will go ahead and eat it up. But the Broncos quickly on the attack and cleared by the Hawks. So Broncos with an opportunity as they continue to fight for possession. 37 and change to go here in the opening half. Still scoreless from Davenport. Again, we can't hype this game up enough. Number 1 against number 2, and the fans have shown up in numbers tonight. Easily the biggest crowd this soccer team has had this entire season. Definitely a very nice thing to see. And again, what do you expect when you have two of the best teams going head-to-head in this region? Broncos making a quick substitution. And the Broncos will throw it in from the far sideline, tries to get to midfield, and now volleyballing around by midfield. Hawks trying to come away with possession, but Broncos able to clear it down. But again, we are talking about how great defensively both of these clubs are. Able to snuff it out right away were the Hawks. Coming down in the near sideline, that's Mackenzie Argus. Trying to get numbers. Santa Fe does have a 4-on-3 advantage before it's taken away by the Broncos. Again, incredible defense. We cannot hype up the defense enough, but unfortunately for the Broncos, that one is going to go out of bounds on the near sideline, and the Hawks are going to throw it in. So keys to victory, it's probably going to be a very low-scoring game as we have a quick breakaway for the Hawks, and what an amazing save by Rudnick. Huge save down the stretch for her. She is going to have to come up big in her quest going against Henderson tonight. Santa Fe once again on the attack. We do have two offensive powerhouses tonight, as we talked about in the opening. Both clubs outscoring their opponents by an abundance. Broncos outscoring opponents 64-9. The Hawks outscoring 55-5. And both of these teams have had a lot of mercy rule games. Broncos more so than the Hawks. And because of that, the Hawks have scored more goals in that second half, only because the Broncos have had so many games this season where it has ended at halftime. That's not against Santa Fe being one of the few games we have done that has gone the duration of the game. Second longest girls game we have done this year was against Discovery that ended within a few minutes of the second half beginning in that 8-0 victory for the Broncos. Hawks now looking to throw it in on that far sideline as we approach the 34-minute mark. Hawks trying to cut in, and they do have 3 in the box if a player can get to it. A shot and a nice save again by Rudnick. The Hawks able to recover, but that one is going to go over the goal. So Rudnick is being challenged early tonight. 33:50 to go. So the Broncos defense definitely starting to come alive. And again, this is what we talked about. If you were a goalie, especially on a night like tonight, where you have all of this pressure with the two top teams. Again, not as cold as last night. It is a little warmer than last night, but you want to keep that adrenaline going. You want everything going your way. So being able to get a few quick shots your way and able to make some saves can start to give you momentum that can carry over toward the course of the game. As Hawks continue to drive on down into the box. Quick centering pass is going to be taken away by the Broncos. So great defense by the Broncos in this evenly shaped matchup. Under 33 to go. We are still scoreless. Hawks kicking it back to Henderson. Henderson coming way out of the box to take that one before kicking it up. Broncos did apply some pressure, but Henderson was able to get it past midfield. So again, momentum is going to come down to who can get that first goal tonight, who can continue to get all of that confidence for their team. And again, you have the senior goalkeeper for the Hawks, Henderson, coming way out of the goal to get that one. We saw that a few times last night, and Davenport was able to score some goals against Santa Fe. Santa Fe's goalie and Henderson tonight for the Hawks being two of the top goalies in this area. And talking with Santa Fe's coach after the game last night, that's what he was saying. They have a relatively young team, just like the Broncos do, and it's just trying to get his team some confidence. And a nice block by Rudnick. That is going to be another shot on goal that's going to go to the left of the goal and will go out of bounds. 31:40 to go. Broncos will get possession. And you have so many of these teams in this area being extremely young. So it's going to be fun to see how this area and how this division is going to continue to grow in the future. Broncos able to kick it in, and it bounces toward the other side of the field. 31:10 to go. And the Broncos definitely a different look Broncos than last night's first half, where they almost looked sluggish at time in the first half. Tonight, they are coming out just blazing all over this field, and the Hawks are matching that tempo. Quick shot on goal, another save by Rudnick. Rudnick has been incredible tonight. And again, keys to success is some of your best offense can be your defense. Prevent those points from going on the board. Hawks trying to attack again. Coming down the near sideline this time. Trying something new as Rudnick comes out. Tries to grab it, and the Hawks were literally right behind her if there was any misstep whatsoever. 30:20 to go now. Ball on the near side. Hawks again on the attack. Centering pass from the top of the box. Another stop and save by Rudnick. 30 minutes to go here in the opening half. Still scoreless from Davenport, between the Davenport Broncos and the Horizon Hawks. And again, to go with two of the newest schools in Central Florida, both of these facilities have been absolutely gorgeous. Having had the chance to go to games at both Horizon and here at Davenport High, you were able to see how they were able to put all of these miniature touches into the beauty of their fields. From Horizon being in Winter Garden, being so close to Disney, oftentimes as the games get later, you were able to see fireworks going off in the distance. As the Broncos go to inbound the ball on that far sideline as we approach the 29-minute mark left to go here in the opening half. And we have a whistle on the field. Broncos will go ahead and they will get possession. And Helder goes ahead and kicks it in for the Broncos. And again, we have a scramble for the ball down that far sideline as the Broncos continue to try to advance it. But again, this defense by the Hawks not allowing the Broncos to get anywhere near this goal. So the Hawks have had some incredible defense tonight. The Broncos have had outstanding goaltendership as we go through. Exactly as we thought this game would go. Nip and tuck, 28-20 to go now. Broncos' first attempt to clear was not going to go. That one does clear down that far sideline, and that one is going to stay in. Santa Fe gets the ball. They're going to kick it back to Henderson, and Henderson will take possession of it booming kick down the field, and just like that, we are to the other side of the field. Horizon now on the attack, coming down that far sideline. Broncos are there to try to snuff it out. As the ball goes out of bounds, Broncos will throw it in. If this is your first broadcast with us, if it's your 20th, if you've been with all of our broadcasts with us, we thank you for joining us wherever you may be. We know on Friday nights there are so many different ways that you could be entertained, and we thank you that you have welcomed us into your household. If you're watching here at the field, if you're watching us at your place of work, if you're watching us on an airplane, wherever you may be, thank you for making us part of your night. Horizon trying to cut back in, and Davenport snuffs it. Horizon trying to get right back in, and again, now the defense for Davenport coming alive as that ball gets cleared to the other end of the field. 27 minutes to go now. There have been so many outstanding broadcasts that we have had here so far this year. And again, this is only year one, as Principal Duget for Davenport High School continues to say, we are just getting started. So it'll be great to see what's going to happen in the future with these teams. Already in the first year of existence, the Broncos have already hosted their first playoff game when we had the girls volleyball team host and defeat Discovery. Discovery becoming a very quick rival of the Broncos, especially after that boys basketball game the other night. We had Tip Butler hit that shot just past midcourt to win that game by a score of 51-50. If you have not seen that highlight yet, don't leave this game right now. But at the conclusion of this game, make sure you check further into our YouTube channel to take a look at that highlight and that amazing last-second shot. Broncos coming in for position down that near sideline. Going to be knocked out of bounds. 25-45 to go. McNulty looking to inbound it for the Broncos. As we approach the 25-30 mark, we will have a quick substitution for the Broncos. Hawks right now with a 3-4-1-2 defense, with the 1 and the 2 closer toward the offensive zone in case there's a breakaway. Hawks trying for it, but Broncos taking it the other way. This wall that the Hawks have built with their defense has been brutal for the Broncos in their quest to try to score against Henderson. Hawks inbounding it on that near sideline. That was Rule getting the ball passed right back to her. And the Hawks will start to work backwards before they make their way forwards. Under 25 to go here in the opening half, still scoreless. Hawks coming down to that far sideline. Ford is knocked out of bounds as we go under 24-30. For the ball's taken out again down that far sideline. Horizon will throw it right in. Schoenberger instantly able to take it away for the Broncos. And again, that battle for the ball at midfield. Field position has been critical in this game. Earlier in the game, the Hawks were able to penetrate a few times and get a few shots on goal. But since that point, it's been a battle toward the middle half of the field. If you want to use the football reference with this soccer game being played on a football field, all of this action for the most part being controlled between the two 20-yard lines. Broncos get that one into the box, but Henderson able to pull it up. 23-30 to go now. Henderson with a booming kick that makes it to the other end of the field. Hawks don't have numbers, so they will pull up at the moment. Broncos trying to make their way down. They did have numbers, but again, knocked away by the Hawks. The Hawks are very fundamentally sound when it comes to their defense. We expected today to be a low-scoring game, and it has delivered thus far. Hawks now trying to drive on in. Broncos defense trying to come up. Hawks coming into the paint. Quick shot and score by the Hawks. So just like that, talking about a low-scoring game, and the Hawks score their first goal of the game. Horizon is now up 1-0. And we talk so often in broadcasts, especially last night's game, the more shots you get on goal, they will start to fall. That goal was by number 6, Mackenzie Rule. That is her first of the game. Mackenzie will be rewarded by taking a quick rest on the bench. Ball is back in play, kicked off by the Broncos. Horizon trying to drive back in, taken away by the Broncos. They're now going the other way. Do have numbers, but that ball is going to sail just a little too far before getting cleared by Henderson. So the great defense leads to great offense, and that's what we saw from the Hawks so far in this first half. So many key stops defensively, a few stops by Henderson, and they were finally able to get a ball past Rudnick. Broncos looking to respond now as we approach the 22-minute mark here in the opening half. Jockeying for positions on the near sideline, it will become Broncos possession. So this is a situation the Broncos really have not been a lot this season, being down. Only having lost one game this season, that was a 3-0 game against the Lakeland Drugnauts a few weeks ago. So it'd be interesting to see what the Broncos do to compensate for this deficit. Because again, being that new team, you're not used to having these type of situations. Especially with a number of the first games, Broncos not even seeing the second half, taking teams out 8-0, 8-0, 8-0. Hawks driving down again. Again, they are going to have numbers 2-on-1, and that shot goes on in, and that's going to be another goal by the Hawks. And just like that, it is 2-0. That goal is going to be on number 7, captain Janessa Crespo. That's going to be her first. And just like that, the Hawks are coming alive. 21 minutes to go. If you're the Broncos, you do know you have the water break timeout coming up in 1 minute. So trying to see what you can do for this final minute to go ahead and slow down any momentum the Hawks may have. Fight for the ball ends up on the near sideline in the Hawks' advantage as they continue to come down the field. Sargas tries to get by her man as it gets back to Rule, and again that's going to get kicked back to Henderson, who will take possession and will boot it toward that far sideline. 20-20 to go. Hawks quickly coming down again. Another fast break opportunity. Broncos trying to get out of it. Centering pass is there. Rudnick comes up with it and somehow able to come up with it with Horizon right in her face. That was Grace Nichols who was right there trying to sneak that ball right back in. Under 20 to go. Next whistle, we will be going to the 20-minute water break. As again, the Hawks kicking in, trying to score another goal, trying to continue their momentum. Hawks able to come on in. That shot is going to go astray toward the left-hand side of the net, toward this near sideline. 19-20 to go. And the Hawks are doing what we have seen the Broncos doing with their defense. Typically in these games, whenever an opponent would have a ball, the Broncos would have 2 to 3 defenders all over that ball. Tonight, the Hawks are giving the Broncos a dose of their own medicine. Anytime a Bronco has the ball, here are countless Hawks swarming, if you'll pardon that bird pun, as we go down that far sideline, under 19 minutes to go. Another shot on goal, and that's going to be an awesome catch by Rudnick. As the Broncos look to clear it down that far sideline, approaching midfield. 18:20 to go now. Ball is going to go to the left of the net. Rudnick comes out. She will scoop it up. Before her kick, it clears it out. Broncos now completely able to clear it out of the zone onto the other side of the field, giving the Broncos some time to regroup. Going out of bounds, and with that, 17:56, we will have our 20-minute water break timeout. We will take a break here on the Broncos Broadcasting Network. We'll be right back. As we come out of the 20-minute water break timeout, 17:56 to go. This game has absolutely flown as we look toward the second part of this first half. Hawks currently leading the Broncos by a score of 2-0. Rule and Crespo scoring for the Hawks. Ball's being thrown in by the Hawks on that far sideline, the sideline closest to the two benches. Davenport wearing the home blacks, the Hawks wearing the visiting whites. Broncos for the first half shooting to the goal on the right, Hawks shooting to the goal to the left. That's to our left and the camera's left if you are watching the game here on the Broncos Broadcasting Network. Hawks again trying to penetrate. That cross-field pass is in, and it's going to be scooped up by Rudnick. Nice save as we go toward the 17-minute mark. Hawks not giving the Broncos any time to breathe, instantly coming right out of that water break timeout with that scoring opportunity. Broncos with the kick going down that far sideline. Horizon trying to creep in and creep in and creep in. Broncos trying to snuff it out, and now the Broncos are starting to double team the ball, and that's one thing that we have seen them successfully do in many of their games this year. Seems like the first part of this first half, the Broncos have not been doing that. As we head down toward the 16-minute mark, the Broncos would go ahead and kick it away. It's going to be taking toward that far sideline, right toward midfield now, able to be taken by the Hawks as Horizon starts up with yet another attack. Horizon does have numbers, but the Broncos are able to advance back to get some defensive numbers. Ball again is being fought for on that far sideline before going out of bounds. 15:30 to go here in the opening half. Hawks inbounded as, again, the jockeying for position continues. Broncos trying to clear it. Hawks getting in the way. Another scoring opportunity is going to be thwarted by Rudnick. Current temperature on the field is 64 degrees, so a little warmer than last night's game. As again, Hawks trying to dance around, dribbling around. Centering pass, a shot toward that right-hand side of the net. That one is going to miss the goal and go out of bounds. And the Broncos dodge yet another scoring threat by the Hawks. As we approach the 14.5-minute mark to go here in the opening half. Broncos will go ahead, they will make a substitution. As the Broncos look to settle back into this game, down by 2. Again, a position they really have not been at all this year is down. Fight for the ball, Horizon comes away with it, coming down that near sideline. An awesome juggling ability there by Will. Another scoring opportunity. What a save by Rudnick, and the Broncos defense coming up to make sure that was one shot and one shot only as Rudnick was coming away from the goal. Hawks with another opportunity, and that one is going to be a shot and score. Just like that, it is 3-0. Hawks with their third different player scoring tonight. That goal being scored by Kozlow. 13:23 to go. Kozlow now has one, Rule has one, and Crespo has one. So again, it's easy to say, it is that cliche in so many sports. Now if you're the Broncos, you need to play for that next goal. There's no opportunity for the Broncos to score 3 goals in one play to tie it up or 4 goals to take the lead. So right now you just need to win the battle of the field possession. Start putting some shots on net. The Hawks have put so many shots on net, and Rudnick has done an amazing job at stopping most of them. Broncos finally able to clear that ball. Henderson will be back to scoop it up for the Hawks. Before rolling it toward that far sideline. 12:50 to go here in the opening half. Hawks leading the Broncos by a score of 3-0. Fight for possession down that far sideline. Again, the Hawks do have numbers as that ball is taken out of bounds. So the Hawks definitely having amazing conditioning as they are able to go all over this field. Again, another scoring opportunity taken away by the Broncos as that ball is going to get kicked upfield. But again, here is a Hawk to go ahead and get that ball right back in to give them another opportunity at the scoring threat. Each and every time the Hawks have come down, they do not go down easy. Cross pass is going to be just a little wide, and that one is going to go out of bounds. 11:55 to go now. And Broncos go ahead and they kick it away. And again, Hawks swarming on their defense, again, kicking it right back into the zone. Looked like we were going to have another scoring opportunity, but that one is going to go long and will go out of bounds as we approach the 11:20 minute mark to go here in the opening half. So Broncos definitely looking to slow this game down and play their own game. Quick substitutions for the Broncos as we go under 11 minutes. Ball is taken down on that far sideline. Broncos trying to clear, but again kept in by Horizon for being knocked out of bounds. Horizon will regain possession as we approach that 10-minute mark. Horizon with the throwing, trying to get numbers toward that box as the Broncos try to clear it. So many white jerseys toward this Broncos net. As the Broncos go to clear, and that one's going to be knocked out of bounds just at midfield, 9:55 to go in the opening half. Horizon again coming on the attack. They have numbers. And Rudnick is going to be able to scoop that up as she looks up and she had two Hawks right in her face. So another huge stop by Rudnick. She has been incredible in goal tonight. Able to stop a number of the shots that have come her way. Hawks looking like for another scoring opportunity. That one's going to be over-kicked just a little bit, scooped up by Rudnick. Ball is going to find the out of bounds on the near sideline. The Hawks will throw it in. Hawks continue to be able to get this field position. Almost playing the Broncos off balance. Great juggling as that ball goes toward the center of the field, toward the top of the box, now toward the far side. Broncos trying to knock it away, but here are two Hawks to again kick it right back in. And that one is going to sail toward the right of the goal. Rudnick is able to scoop it up. 8 minutes and change to go here in the opening half. Horizon Hawks 3, Davenport Broncos nothing. Hawks trying to once again have another attack as that ball is loose down that far sideline. And that one is going to go out of bounds. Under 8 to play. Broncos again trying to clear, but to no avail as the Hawks again just swarming all over this field, winning the time of possession so far on this game. And they have spent so much time here in the Broncos zone, peppering shots toward Rudnick. And again, the battle coming down that far sideline. Hawks now starting to drive in. They have a few players in the box. Here's a shot. Rudnick can't come up with it. And Broncos were able to knock that away. Rudnick barely able to knock that toward her right, our left. Great defensive effort. And that is that never say die, never giving up on an opportunity. As there were two Hawks right there fighting to get that ball in the net. 6:40 to go now here in the opening half. And we will have a whistle on the field as there is a Bronco player down on the field. Steidenberger is able to come back up. She's quickly walking toward the sideline on her own power, which is definitely something you do like to see. As the clock is stopped at 6:30, we will have a substitution due to the injury timeout on the field. So again, your scoring summary, the Hawks are up 3-0 with goals by Coslow, Rule, and Crespo. Broncos will get the ball, and they will kick it away after that injury timeout, trying to keep the ball on their end of the field, but the Hawks instantly able to battle it right back in. Hawks having numbers before it is stopped by the Broncos and kicked toward that near sideline. Will it stay in bounds? It will not. And the Hawks will end up throwing it in at 6:10 to go here in the opening half. Broncos again trying to do something, kicking it toward the near sideline. Unfortunately going out of bounds as the Hawks are now going through. Quick pass down, and that is going to intercept that pass. So Hawks are now working it up that far sideline as we approach 4 minutes and 45 seconds to play here in the opening half. As Rule dribbling the ball around. She has one of the 3 Hawks goals on the game. That ball is going to be kicked down the near sideline. Sammy Sharp tried to get it as it goes by her on the Broncos. Centering pass is going to be knocked away by the Broncos, but the ball is still in the box toward the front of the box. Going to be kicked toward the right of the goal. So a scoring threat taken away by the Broncos as we approach the 4-minute mark. As Helder will kick it away for the Broncos. 3:50 to go. But again, this Hawks team is able to swarm and instantly creating an offensive opportunity. Can't remember there being too many moments in this game where the Hawks did not have the ball deep in the Broncos zone. Again, Broncos trying to clear it down on that far sideline, and the Hawks able to knock it in. Toward the top of the box, and that is going to be a save by Rudnick as she comes out of the goal to make the nice save, and she boots it away. Toward that far sideline now as we approach the 3-minute mark. Hawks to throw it in again as you have the battle for the corner as the ball goes out of bounds yet again. For those of you, if this is your first soccer broadcast, you will notice in about 45 seconds the clock will pause. The final 2 minutes of the contest for each half will be kept on the field by the officials. Because we've had a few people mention us in messages during the broadcast. Hey, during the final 2 minutes, what happened with the clock? Why did it stop? Well, again, during those final 2 minutes, the officials, it's stoppage time. They keep it on the field. as Argus passes it around, and that ball is going to go out of bounds toward the far corner. Broncos will get possession. As we approach that 2-minute mark, the Hawks leading this one by a score of 3-0. Elder taking her time to go ahead, tie her shoe before setting and kicking the ball away toward that far sideline yet again. Both teams preferring to play toward that far sideline right by their benches, where they're able to get all of that instruction as it goes. And as I mentioned toward the top of the broadcast, an amazing crowd here tonight. One of the biggest soccer crowds we have had, which we expected for this 1-2 matchup. Broncos looking to advance, but Henderson is able to clear it. And again, the Hawks will have numbers as they come on in. Coming down 5-3, but that one's going to be taken away by the Broncos before it is taken out of bounds. And that's going to be a whistle. That is going to do it for your first half. Your score at halftime, the Horizon Hawks 3, Davenport Broncos 0. Hawks with goals by Coslow Rule and their captain Crespo. We will step away. 15 minutes for halftime is on the clock. We will be back with your halftime show here on the Broncos Broadcasting Network. As we come back, getting ready for the second half. Your score as we begin the second half. The Horizon Hawks 3, Davenport Broncos nothing. Scoring summary for the Hawks, you have Kozla with a goal, Rule with a goal, and Crespo with a goal. 40 minutes are on the clock. Horizon will start the second half with the ball. As we switch ends, Horizon in the white, they're now going to be shooting to the goal on the right. Broncos in the home black, they're going to be shooting to the goal on the left. We're going to have to see what type of adjustments the Broncos were able to make during this halftime situation. As we've talked about, Broncos have only lost one goal this season, and it is not often that they are trailing in a game. In recent memory, it would be that Lakeland Drugnots game in which the Broncos lost by a score of 3-0. Horizon now cutting down another shot, and that is going to go on in. Or was that saved by Rudnick in the corner? That was saved by Rudnick. 39-25. My mistake at this angle that we have in the press box. But now looking on the replay, definitely a nice save by Rudnick. Looking for throwing on that far sideline as we go under 39 minutes to go. Broncos will be looking to clear the zone. And Horizon has it instantly taken out of bounds. Broncos wasting no time to throw it in, but Horizon wasting no time kicking the ball right back into the zone. Hawks now coming in. A huge stop by the Broncos to stop that scoring threat, but unable to completely clear it from their side of the field as that ball goes out on the far sideline. As we approach the 38-minute mark here in the second half. Both of these clubs 1 and 2 in their division. This game will be critical for playoff seeding. Both of these teams being in the exact same division. That being the Florida 4A District 7 division. Ball is kicked around. Hawks will kick it back to the goalie Henderson, and they will regroup. Henderson kicks it to the near sideline. That is Rule. Rule has one of the 3 Hawks goals on the game. Coming down that near sideline, knocked away by the Broncos, but the Hawks taking possession back in. And what a great save there by Nichols to make sure that ball did not go out of bounds. Broncos defense coming alive, but again, a Broncos player has the ball, and there are instantly 2 Hawks there to swarm and knock the ball away before the whistle was called Broncos possession. 37 minutes to go in the game. So Broncos here want to start winning this battle of field position. We continue to see the Hawks continue to get opportunity after opportunity after opportunity at the goal. As Broncos trying to come down again, taken away by the Hawks. And the Hawks will start driving on in. Broncos were able to knock that away, but back to Henderson, and Henderson will clear it for the Hawks. So one thing, the Broncos are not able to keep that ball long in the Hawks' end. Seemingly getting one shot, and that is it. The Hawks instantly preventing second, third, fourth opportunities, which has been the awesome defense that they have displayed all year. Again, we've talked about how few goals both of these teams have allowed. And even in this 3-game winning streak by the Hawks, they have outscored opponents by a score of 21-1. So they know how to put the points on the board. They know how to keep them off of the board at the same time. And you've seen that with that senior leadership, their goalkeeper, Ella Henderson. Broncos trying to take it down, but again, the Hawks preventing that ball from being advanced whatsoever. Broncos pass midfield, and no you don't, we are going the other way. Hawks with numbers. Ball toward that far sideline. Quick centering pass is going to be taken away by the Broncos. But possession back to the Hawks, and Rudnick with the stop kicks it away toward the near sideline, but Hawks again are all over it. Hawks trying for another scoring opportunity. Broncos trying to clear this ball. Trying to give their defense a break. But again, to no avail. Here come the Hawks again down that far sideline. Another nice clear by the Broncos. So the Broncos defense and Rudnick have been awesome tonight. As we have a whistle on the field as we approach the 34-minute mark. Hawks will kick it in from that far sideline. And a number of Hawks able to get positioning over the Broncos in this box. Pass coming down, and there is going to be an offsides call. First time the Hawks have been called offsides tonight. And you could tell just the positioning when that ball was kicked in that play was probably going to be called that way. 38-25 to go here in the second half. Hawks leading the Broncos by a score of 3-0. The Broncos attempt to bring it up again, taken away by the Hawks, not giving the Broncos any room to breathe when that ball crosses their end of the field. Centering pass taken away by the Broncos as the Broncos look to clear it. Oh! And that was a midfield collision. And Holder is limping as she comes up, one of the Broncos' leading scorers. As she gingerly walks around the field. That collision by both her and Rule by the Hawks. 32-44 to go here in the game. Both ladies seem to be good. They are walking around. And when we start playing just a moment, Horizons will go ahead. They will send a substitution in. It's going to be McNulty. That looks like it's going to be kicking it away for the Broncos. Broncos are also going to have to make a substitution, and Helder will have to go ahead and take a rest after that midfield collision. Helder is limping as she makes her way toward the bench. As we await the referee's whistle to resume play, 32-44. Here to go in the second half. Hawks of Horizon leading the Broncos by a score of 3-0. Referee has blown the whistle to resume play, and we will resume play at 32-43. Broncos kicking the ball deep in the zone, but Henderson is able to boot it away. Henderson making a number of great saves by Horizon tonight. Broncos now trying to get deep into the zone, but again caught by Henderson. She rolls it out toward that far sideline. And the Hawks begin to advance the ball. Quick pass, and the Hawks do have numbers on this fast break opportunity. And the Broncos able to get back the shot. Nice save by Rudnick. 32 and change to go here in the second half. Rudnick with a booming kick. Broncos trying to get the ball on the other side of the field, but the Hawks preventing that from happening. Hawks again continuing to make this way down further and further in, but there will be a whistle on the play. 31:46 to go here in the second half. Broncos trailing the Hawks by a score of 3-0. John Shigaris here on the Broncos Broadcasting Network. We thank you for joining us wherever you may be on this Friday night. Broncos with the booming kick gets to the other side of the field, but again, the Hawks limiting the amount of time that ball stays on that side of the field. Ball on that far sideline again, the Hawks stopping any opportunity the Broncos had, having possession on that part of the field as we go to the 31-minute mark. That ball is going to be taken down, and Henderson, the goalkeeper for the Hawks, will end up scooping the ball up. So we have a number of upcoming broadcasts coming up on this calendar, both live games and on demand, which we will get to in just a moment. As we have a whistle, 30:40 to go. So upcoming games, there originally was going to be a varsity boys game on Monday. That was a Martin Luther King Day game. That since has been changed. There is now no game on Monday. On Tuesday, girls soccer will be live here on the Broncos Broadcasting Network. They're going against Fort Meade. Girls basketball against Ridge also taking place on Tuesday night. That one will be available on demand on the Broncos Broadcasting Network. On Wednesday night, again, we will have the girls soccer game. They'll be going against Ridge at 6 o'clock. That's going to be a celebration on Title IX. I will be here. Athletic Director Mel Gables will also have a number of things to talk about Title IX and how important it is to the female athletes that we have here at Davenport High School. Boys basketball game, they will have Frostproof. That game will be available on demand on the Broncos Broadcasting Network. Thursday night, boys basketball will host New Dimensions. JV at 6:30, varsity at 8 o'clock. That game will be live here on the Broncos Broadcasting Network. And then on Friday, we return to the soccer field. Boys soccer will face Tenor Rock at 7 o'clock. So again, a number of games next week, both live and on demand here on the Broncos Broadcasting Network. And that is January in high school sports. You have so many games, so many nights of the week. And again, you valued fans that are with us every night, we couldn't do this without you. We thank you so much for spending your time either live when the games happen or watching them later on demand. Broncos trying to cut on in. They had a 4-3 woman advantage, and that ball is going to be taken away by the Hawks and going the other way. Cutting down that far sideline. Shot is going to be knocked down by the Broncos. Hawks looking for another opportunity. That one is going to sail through the uprights. No points there, as this is a different type of football. This is the soccer variety, so no points as that goes through the uprights. Hawks still leading this by a score of 3-0. Broncos with the kick right to the Hawks. Hawks now on another threat, 2-on-1. That shot is going to sail to the right of the net. So another opportunity, and the Hawks were not able to capitalize. And McNulty will go ahead. She will kick it away for the Broncos. Broncos trying to win the race to the ball, but the Hawks end up taking advantage and possession again. They have numbers. That shot is going to go up, and that one is not going to go. Knocked away by Rudnick in the corner. The goalpost also having a say in that shot. 27-25 now to go. And that shot is going to go over the goalpost as we approach the 27-minute mark. And welcome for our first soccer broadcast in the history for the Broncos for the National Federation of High Schools Network. We thank you for joining us there. As we transition into the second year of Davenport High School, all of our live athletic broadcasts will only be shown there. So for the first year, we will have a live action here on the Broncos Broadcasting Network in the future, beginning with the next school year. You will have a 1-week blackout before the games will appear on YouTube here at dhsbbn.com. Hawks trying to come on in, but again, that's going to be another save by Rudnick as we have a whistle on the field, 26-15 to go. And the advantage with the Broncos being able to sign on with that network, we're going to be able to bring you live playoff games as well. So from this point forward, any home playoff game the Broncos do have, we will be able to broadcast. And that shot is going to go on in, and just like that, it is 4-0 Hawks. Broncos wall was not able to take that one away. Going to be scored by Ada Bell, the other captain for the Hawks. That is now 4 goals for the Hawks, one by Coslow, one by Rule, one by Crespo, and now the other captain, Ada Bell, joining in. 25-50 to go here in the second half. So again, your defense can become your best offense, and we have seen an amazing defense from the Hawks making that transition on the other end and continue to pepper all of these shots toward the goal. Broncos looking to throw it in from that far sideline. And they do. Before it is knocked out of bounds, it'll still be Broncos ball. Broncos setting up for their first corner kick of the night. It's Burgos Soto who will be kicking it in for the Broncos. So on the near sideline, you see the Broncos trying to cheat in. The ball is going to go, and another nice stop by Henderson. She has made so many stops, and as we go the other way, Hawks trying to get this fast break opportunity. Coming down the near sideline, and that ball is loose. It's going to be knocked out of bounds. Broncos will take it. 24-24 to go here in the second half. Broncos throw it in, and another stop and a booming kick by Henderson. We have called her name so often tonight, and she is definitely leading this team. And a hot goalie can definitely carry you throughout a season. As Rudnick comes back, kicks it down to that far sideline, but the Hawks coming right back down. Hawks right now coming down. They have a 2-0 rush. That shot is going to be saved by Rudnick. And Broncos looking to clear it down this near sideline. And that one is going to go out of bounds. 23-30 as we approach here in the second half, as we approach that 20-minute water break. Broncos looking to clear it, but the Hawks making sure that ball stays on their end of the field as they continue to attack the Broncos' goal. Quick centering pass is knocked down by the Broncos. Quick clear. The Broncos now have numbers if they can get in the ball, but that ball is going to be over-kicked, and the Hawks will end up coming up with it, kicking it back to Henderson, who will boom it back to the other side of the field. 23 and change to go now here in the ball game. You have Hawks coach Tom Brown shouting his instructions to his players as they get ready for this throw-in. Ball is thrown in, a quick duel of headers, and again, here comes Horizon down the field. Broncos trying to get that momentum back, trying to keep that ball on the other end, but Horizon not letting it go. Another scoring opportunity might be coming down, blocked down by the Broncos. So Horizon is winning time of possession. They are winning the hustle to the ball. They have also peppered a lot more shots on goal. Speaking of shots on goal, here comes another one. Going to be scooped up by Rudnick. As we go under 22 to play, Hawks 4, Broncos nothing. So Hawks coming down that far sideline. Do have a number of players in the box. They do have positioning. That ball is going to get kicked back to Rudnick, and she scoops it up. Booming kick down this near sideline. Hawks end up getting possession. Hawks now with the top of the key, starting to drive in. That ball is going to get loose, and that one is going to go out of bounds as we approach the 21-minute mark. It will be Broncos possession. Again, the 4 goals for the Hawks scored by Coslow, Rule, and their 2 captains, Crespo and Bell. The senior goalkeeper, Ella Henderson, has been amazing tonight, stopping so many Bronco threats. The Broncos will kick it downfield. This time it gets by Horizon, but that ball will get kicked back to Henderson, and she'll end up clearing it, and Horizon will start the offensive attack again. Ball now coming down that far sideline as we approach the 20-minute mark. That ball is going to sail out of bounds. And as we approach this 20-minute water break timeout, after this, the next whistle should take us to that timeout. Broncos and the officials trying to figure out which ball they want to use. And Horizon will go ahead, they will plant that ball, and they will have a corner kick. As we go under 19:40 to go, corner kick is up. Horizon does have possession and positioning, but Broncos able to knock it away for the moment. That one is going to go up, and that one is going to go in. Just over Rudnick's head. Nothing she could have done about that one. Picture perfect placement. Second goal of the game by Crespo. And just like that, the Hawks are now up by a score of 5-0 as we head to the 20-minute water break timeout. So Hawks are now definitely taking all momentum with them. We will step away for the water break timeout. We'll be right back here on the Broncos Broadcasting Network. as we go under 19 minutes to play. Again, this score is 5-0. Broncos now taking the ball down that far sideline. Looking for a centering pass. Broncos trying to keep that ball on their side of the field, but to no avail. Hawks again going on that offensive attack. And the Hawks have been doing this entire game. Broncos trying to triple team, as we have seen a lot. Centering pass is going to be deflected away by the Broncos. But the Hawks are not giving up on this. Another shot. That one's going to be stopped by Rudnick. Excellent save. 18-15 to go. Battle of two exceptional goalies tonight. The difference is the Hawks have shot so many shots on net. Two of them which were just so high, Rudnick did not have a chance of getting. So you cannot fault her for either of those. Just picture perfect placement. Horizon again coming in on the attack. Tried for the centering pass, and the Broncos are going to end up taking that away. But again, just as we've seen all game, Broncos try to clear it. The Hawks throw it right back down. Hawks trying to juggle through. Broncos coming up with it. 17-20 to go now. And again, before the ball can get cleared to the other side of the field, here come the Hawks. Hawks trying to get possession. Flirting with being called offsides, does not get called, does not happen. Horizon still flirting with the ball before being kicked away by the Broncos. Quick centering pass toward midfield. Horizon toward that far sideline has it knocked away. 16:52 to go. Left here in regulation. And just to mention how many fans we have here, so many fans are now forced to stand in front of our gate right by the track that separates the field. So an amazing crowd here tonight from Davenport High. Which is exactly what you want. And again, what we'd expect with a 1-2 matchup. Hawks again trying to come in, again winning this battle of possession. Both time and placement on the field. Centering pass is going to go toward the right of the goal. Rudnick comes up with it as we go under 16 minutes. Rudnick with the running kick downfield, headed by the Hawks. Back and forth goes the possession. Broncos trying to regain. But again, the second a Bronco has it, two Horizon Hawks all over them to knock the ball back down into the zone. Going toward that far sideline now, 15:30 to go. Another scoring threat. That one's going to get knocked away and scooped up by Rudnick, making sure there wasn't a second chance opportunity, as again, she looked up and instantly had two Hawks in her face. So the Hawks not afraid to get that close to the goal to try to put those putbacks in. Grappling for possession are the Hawks and the Broncos. Broncos trying to clear it, but again, the Hawks knocking it right back down into the zone. 14:50 now. Cross court, and that one is going to get knocked down the field. Broncos coming up with some huge defense. Battle down that far sideline. Horizon comes up with it. So we go under 14:30 to play. Another scoring threat for Horizon. They do have numbers. Centering pass was knocked away originally, and that one is going to sail out of bounds. 14:20 to go. Ball will be placed, and the Broncos will get ready to kick it out as we have some substitutions. Two Hawks coming in, one Bronco coming in. As we go under 14 minutes to play. Broncos booming that kick down the field. Jockeying for position down that far sideline are the Broncos. Centering pass as the Hawks continue to swarm downfield. Quick shot is going to go up, and again, that will go over the net. No points there, no score for the Hawks, but they currently lead the Broncos by a score of 5-0. Broncos with the booming kick, again, trying to get the ball on the other side of the field. Stopped by the Hawks. Hawks now trying to advance. They did have numbers, but they end up pulling out. Rudnick for the Broncos having to come up to scoop that one. 12:50 to go now. Before Rudnick kicks it toward the center of the field. Broncos trying to advance. It is 3-on-3. Ball is going to be kicked back to Henderson, and Henderson will end up kicking it out. So again, the Hawks are giving the Broncos one shot and one shot only, and most of the times it's not even a true shot on goal. Just getting the possession onto the other side of the field. Hawks with a nice delicate kick back to Henderson, and Henderson shoots it the length of the field. Seen it time and time again tonight as we approach the 12-minute mark to go in the game. Broncos have that attempt thwarted and sent back down. And again, Horizon able to get it back on the other side of the field. Horizon trying with another scoring opportunity. Taking down that far sideline. Horizon do have some in the box. Centering pass is going to be knocked away by the Broncos. Excellent defense there as that ball is going to sail toward the near sideline. Horizon is able to come up with it, but a nice kick away by the Broncos. That was Abigail Tomlinson knocking it away for the Broncos. Excellent there. So Broncos try to advance it upfield to no avail. Hawks again coming in. Rudnick will scoop that one up as we approach the 11-minute mark. Booming kick for the Broncos. Horizon will go ahead. They will kick it back to Henderson. Henderson will keep possession. Broncos trying to apply pressure, but now here come the Hawks coming up the field. Coming up that near sideline before being stopped by the Broncos. And there will be a whistle on the play as we approach 10 minutes and 50 seconds to go. Broncos will go ahead. They will kick that ball down. So the ball is now toward midfield. Coming down with the Hawks with another scoring opportunity. They have a 3-1 opportunity before having the ball knocked away and deflected toward the left of the goal. 10:20 to go here in the ball game. Broncos getting ready to kick it down by their own goal. After a quick discussion by the referees, Horizon will end up getting the ball, and it's going to be a corner kick. As we go under 9 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the ball game. Horizon was able to score on a corner kick earlier tonight. That header is not going to go. Broncos do knock it down. Broncos trying to clear the zone, but again, the Hawks are there to prevent that from happening. Broncos now coming down, but you know who. Here is Ella Henderson, their goalkeeper, to kick it away. Henderson not even giving the Broncos any chance to get that ball. She came real close to midfield. Centering pass, and that one is not going to connect. Hawks had another opportunity there, and that one's going to sail out of bounds. Break for the Broncos. 8:45 to go now. And again, here come the Hawks on the attack. Coming down that near sideline. Great juggling ability before it is kicked out of bounds by the Broncos. 8:30 to go. It's going to be Hannah Hiddle to throw it in for the Hawks. Nice throwing by the Hawks right toward the center of the field, right toward the top of the box, but that one's going to be knocked away toward the far side. Hawks still have possession. Hawks continuing to make their way closer and closer toward the net. 8 minutes to go here in the ball game. Hawks leading the Broncos by a score of 5-0. Quick crossover, Broncos trying to knock it away, but again, here is the Hawks to kick it right back down. And what a block there by the Broncos. Broncos definitely needed that one there. And the Hawks will take a corner kick now on the near sideline. Corner kick is up toward the top of the box. Broncos trying to get possession, but the Hawks will get it as that ball will end up sailing out of bounds. Broncos will throw the ball in. 7:10 to go here in the ball game. But again, before the Broncos can even think about advancing the ball, the Hawks come back down. Scoring opportunity here. That one is going to be shot, and that one is going to go in. It is now 6-0 Hawks. Great special teams there. That one's going to be on number 2 Coslow. That is going to be her second goal of the night. So the Hawks now have 2 players with 2 goals. Coslow has 2. Crespo has 2. Rule and Bell each have a goal apiece, which brings your total to 6-0. Broncos will go ahead. They will kick the ball off as we go under 7 minutes to play. Hawks again swarming down, coming down that far sideline before being scooped up by Rudnick. Broncos looking to kick that ball off. 6:30 to go now in the ball game. Booming kick, which is stopped and taken right back down by the Hawks. Here comes their attack again. Broncos trying to work some offensive magic, but that's going to be taken down by the Hawks, and again, they're going to have an opportunity. Broncos trying to double team down that near corner. That shot is going to go to the right of the goal. 6:10 to go in the ball game. That'll be Burgos Soto, one of the 3 captains for the Broncos, who will be kicking that ball off. Broncos making a substitution. And here comes that kick. And again, here comes Horizon making their way down. Broncos able to stop it, but not before Horizon continue to get deeper and deeper into this field possession. Centering pass goes wide, and Rudnick with the sliding stop to get yet another save tonight. Both goalkeepers tonight have been incredible. Rudnick has saved a number of shots. Hawks again fighting to regain possession as we go under 5 minutes to go now. Again, Broncos trying to clear down, but to no avail as that one is going to go out of bounds on that far sideline. Ball is now taken in. Hawks trying to spin it around and make their way up the field. They do. 4:30 to go now. Quick centering pass. Broncos do have numbers, and Rudnick is going to have to come way out of the net to scoop that one up. And again, as Rudnick scooped it up, she had 3 Hawks right in her face. So any misstep, it would have been a goal by Horizon. Excellent goalkeeping by Rudnick tonight. Horizon again fighting for possession, coming down that near sideline as we go under 4 minutes to play now. Deeper and deeper into the zone. That shot is going to be kicked away. But again, 2 Horizon players. Second shot goes up, and Rudnick is able to totally pick up possession and pick up the ball there to stop another scoring threat by Horizon. Horizon now coming down that near sideline. 3:30 to play. Again, having numbers. Quick spin around, and the Broncos will get possession. No, it's going to go out of bounds. 3:25 to go. It'll be Hawks possession. They throw in on the near sideline, down by the corner. Hawks throw it down low toward the box, and that is going to sail out of bounds to the right of the goal as we go under 3 minutes to play. So there is an adage that you do learn more from your defeats than you do your victories. It's one of the things that is preached at Davenport High School all the time, that you learn so much from your mistakes. Not saying that these goals that Horizon have been making are mistakes, but you do learn from things that do not go exactly your way. Broncos are an extremely young team. There are no seniors on this team. First year that the school has been in existence. So for this team to have done as well as they have up until this point has been incredible. And this program is only going to continue to grow and grow as the years go on. That pass again makes it to the other side of the field, but the Hawks instantly able to bring it up. Broncos now with a booming kick. 3-on-3 opportunity. Broncos might have an opportunity here down that near sideline. And that one is going to get knocked out of bounds. Best opportunity the Broncos have had in a long time. Ball is still loose coming down that far sideline now, and the Hawks are going to take it, and they will end up clearing the zone. 1:45 to go now. And again, we are under 2 minutes. This clock will be frozen at any moment. Remember, the last 2 minutes of a game, the referees will be going ahead and taking the time on the field. Hawks again trying to come down with another scoring threat. They have 4 in the box. Broncos only have 3. And there will be a whistle on the field. $6-0 now. Ball is taken up. Broncos again trying to advance the ball. But again, here are the Horizon Hawks to stop any opportunity the Broncos had. And the clock is now frozen. We are now in stoppage time. Again, from this point out, the officials on the field are keeping track of how much time is left. Broncos with a booming kick, and that one is going to get stopped by Horizon, and Horizon again will start to make their way up the field. Toward the top of the box, and Rudnick will end up scooping that one up. For throwing it down that far sideline. And that is going to end up doing it for this ball game. Your final score, the Horizon Hawks 6, the Davenport Broncos nothing. Your executive producers for the Broncos Broadcasting Network, myself, John Chigueras, James Rose, Alan Duget, and Mel Gables. Your scoring summary for the Hawks, Crespo and Coslow with 2 goals each, Reel and Bell with 1 goal each. If you do have a 3-day weekend, please enjoy this Martin Luther King Day weekend. From Davenport, ladies and gentlemen, I am John Chigueras. Thank you for joining us tonight. We will see you next week right back here on the football field.